Level 1. Emotional change. Depression often begins with very subtle emotional changes rather than sudden psychological collapse. At the earliest stage, the most noticeable sign is a gradual decline in emotional intensity. Life may start feeling slightly less interesting, slower, or emotionally less rewarding than before. You may notice that activities which once brought happiness or satisfaction do not generate the same level of pleasure. This early change is related to the brain's reward processing system, particularly neural pathways that regulate motivation and positive emotional reinforcement. Neurochemical signaling involving dopamine may become less responsive, leading to reduced anticipation of enjoyment. It is important to understand that this stage does not necessarily involve constant sadness or visible emotional distress. Many people experience a feeling of emptiness, mental tiredness, or emotional detachment rather than intense sorrow. Daily responsibilities can still be performed, but the internal feeling of satisfaction or joy may slowly fade. Simple activities such as watching favorite shows, talking with friends, or pursuing hobbies may feel less exciting. People sometimes misinterpret these changes as temporary stress, workload pressure, or general fatigue. If emotional dullness continues for several weeks, it may indicate early depressive tendency. Early recognition is beneficial because lifestyle improvements, stress management, physical activity, and maintaining social connections can help stabilize emotional regulation before symptoms progress further. Level 2. Motivation reduction. At the second level, depression starts affecting the brain's motivation and action initiation system more clearly. The most noticeable change is difficulty in starting tasks, even when the person understands the importance of completing them. This stage is closely connected to reduced activity in the brain's reward anticipation network. Normally, when a person expects a positive outcome, neural circuits generate signals that encourage action. However, in this stage, that motivational signaling becomes weaker, making effort feel heavier than before. You may feel resistance when trying to begin simple daily activities such as studying, working, or completing personal responsibilities. It is important to understand that this is not necessarily laziness or lack of discipline. Instead, it is associated with altered regulation of neurochemical pathways responsible for drive and behavioral activation. Decision-making may also feel slightly more exhausting. Even small choices can create mental pressure because the brain is not producing strong positive reinforcement signals. Tasks that require concentration may seem disproportionately difficult compared to their actual complexity. Social communication may also start becoming less appealing. Replying to messages, attending gatherings, or maintaining conversations can require extra psychological effort. The person is usually capable of performing tasks, but needs significantly more mental energy to initiate them. Recognizing this stage is important because early behavioral adjustments, structured routines, and emotional support can help prevent progression toward deeper depressive symptoms. Level 3. Mood chemistry disturbance. At the third level, depression begins to affect the brain's chemical communication system more noticeably. Emotional stability starts becoming harder to maintain because the balance of neurotransmitters responsible for mood regulation may be disrupted. The brain uses complex biochemical signaling to transmit emotional and cognitive information between neural networks. In depression, the interaction between serotonin, dopamine, and other mood-related neurochemicals may become less efficient. This can result in emotional flattening, where positive experiences do not feel as rewarding as before. You may notice that happiness does not feel as intense even when something good happens. Similarly, sadness or worry may appear without a clearly identifiable external trigger. Emotional reactions may feel either muted or disproportionate to the situation. Concentration ability can also begin to decline. Reading, working, or following conversations may require more mental effort because information processing speed inside cognitive circuits may slow slightly. The mind may feel foggy or less sharp than usual. Sleep rhythm disturbances may start appearing at this stage. Some individuals experience difficulty falling asleep, while others sleep more than usual but still wake up feeling tired. This happens because mood regulation systems are closely connected with biological circadian rhythm control. Energy fluctuations during the day are also common. Some people may feel particularly low in the morning, while others may experience worsening symptoms during evening hours. At this level, depression is more than temporary emotional stress and reflects early biological and psychological system imbalance, which may require lifestyle management and professional guidance. Level 4, Negative Thinking Cycle. At the fourth level, depression often develops a repetitive negative thinking pattern inside the cognitive processing system. The mind may start interpreting experiences in a pessimistic way, even when situations are neutral or slightly positive. Overthinking becomes more frequent and persistent. The brain may continuously analyze past events, mistakes, or social interactions with excessive self-critical evaluation. Small errors may feel emotionally amplified because attention becomes biased toward potential problems rather than positive aspects of experiences. Self-worth perception may also decline at this stage. A person may start feeling that they are not good enough, successful enough, or capable of achieving meaningful goals. These thoughts are usually influenced by altered emotional cognition rather than objective reality. Hope perception can weaken as well. Future planning may feel pointless or difficult to achieve. Even when improvement opportunities exist, the brain may automatically generate negative predictions about outcomes, creating a psychological loop that reinforces depressive thinking. Mental fatigue increases because continuous internal dialogue consumes cognitive and emotional energy. The negative cycle becomes self-sustaining. Negative thoughts produce emotional distress, and emotional distress further strengthens negative thoughts. If this cycle continues without intervention, symptoms may start affecting social behavior and productivity. Cognitive behavioral strategies, emotional support, and structured mental habits are often helpful in breaking this loop. Level 5, Physical Symptom Expression. At the fifth level, depression starts affecting the body as well as the mind because emotional regulation systems are closely connected with neurological and hormonal pathways. Sleep disturbances are one of the most common physical manifestations at this stage. Some individuals may experience difficulty falling asleep, frequent waking during the night, or poor sleep quality. Others may sleep excessively, but still feel physically tired after waking up. This occurs because depression can disrupt brain regions responsible for maintaining normal circadian rhythm. Persistent fatigue becomes more noticeable even without significant physical activity. The tiredness is not necessarily related to muscle weakness, but is often associated with neurological and psychological energy depletion. The body may feel heavy, slow, or lacking internal strength. Appetite changes may also appear. Some people may lose interest in food and eat less than usual, while others may develop increased cravings, especially for high-calorie or comfort foods. These variations are linked to mood-regulating neurochemical imbalance. Physical discomfort such as headache, muscle pain, or generalized body ache may occur without a clear medical cause. These symptoms are real biological experiences triggered by stress hormone interaction with the nervous system. At this stage, daily functioning becomes more challenging because psychological symptoms are combined with physical discomfort. Early medical or psychological consultation can be helpful to prevent further progression. Level 6. Social function decline. At the sixth level, depression begins significantly interfering with social behavior and daily functional interaction. The person may gradually withdraw from social environments, not because of intentional rejection, but because social communication starts demanding excessive psychological energy. Conversation may feel mentally exhausting. Maintaining eye contact, responding to messages, or participating in group discussions can require more effort than before. The brain may try to conserve limited emotional energy by reducing external stimulation, which may appear as social silence or isolation. Interest in social events, gatherings, or meetings may decline. Activities that were previously acceptable or enjoyable may start feeling overwhelming or meaningless. Individuals may prefer staying alone because solitude feels psychologically less demanding than interaction. Relationships can also become indirectly affected. friends or family members may notice reduced communication, delayed responses, or emotional distance. However, this behavior is usually not deliberate avoidance, but a consequence of internal cognitive and emotional burden. Productivity in work or study may decline because internal psychological processing consumes energy required for external performance. Completing routine responsibilities may feel significantly harder compared to earlier stages. If this level is reached, professional guidance, emotional support systems, and structured treatment approaches become more important to help restore functional stability. Level 7. Emotional protection state. At the 7th level, depression is sometimes interpreted as a complex neuropsychological state rather than simply emotional weakness. Some scientific perspectives suggest that prolonged psychological stress may push the brain into a low-energy regulatory mode as a protective adaptation mechanism. In this state, emotional responsiveness, motivation signals, and reward processing activity may become significantly reduced. The person may experience emotional numbness, detachment, or difficulty feeling strong positive or negative emotions. This does not indicate permanent loss of emotional capacity, but reflects altered neuroregulation under chronic stress conditions. Depression is not considered a character failure or personal weakness. It is influenced by multiple factors, including genetic susceptibility, brain chemistry regulation, psychological stress history, and environmental pressure. Modern mental health science approaches depression as a treatable medical and psychological condition rather than a moral or personality defect. Recovery at this stage usually requires comprehensive support. Treatment strategies may include psychological therapy, lifestyle stabilization, social connection restoration, and in some cases medical intervention under professional supervision. Understanding depression as a health-related condition can help reduce social stigma and encourage early help-seeking behavior. Early treatment and supportive environments play an important role in improving emotional and functional recovery outcomes.